Hello, muito bem-vindo, muito bem-vinda a mais uma aula pelo Inglês 365. Essa é a aula de número 152. Nós estamos falando sobre um trecho do nosso podcast, do episódio 62, onde a Débora disse sobre self-discipline. Trecho muito interessante, com uma leitura inicial extraída do livro do James Clear, que chama Atomic Habits, e comentários sobre esse trecho ao longo da semana. Como você já sabe, nosso intuito não é que você seja um mestre das regras do inglês, mas que você absorva e consiga, de fato, compreender o inglês de forma prática e aplicada. Para isso, nós estamos seguindo o método da Escola de Inglês LAB. Na aula de hoje, nós teremos um exercício de listen, que é um exercício de escuta. E a sugestão prática é de você ouvir e repetir esse trecho durante essa semana. Essa aula, especificamente, ela é praticamente toda em inglês, exceto essa introdução que nós estamos fazendo. O resto da aula será 100% em inglês. So, let's go. So, let's go. We're going to listen to this part, this section one time. Then we'll listen to it at 0.75 at a slower speed. And that will be it.
Because
Let me just change my audio settings because I think it's right.
what I'm going to
All right,
call
now you guys
here
can
is
hear
going
it.
to start with something very
We're gonna get to minute
It says
9.
disciplined people are better at structuring their lives in a way that does not require heroic willpower and self-control. In other words, they spend less time tempting situations. So when I read that, what I understand is that what we call disciplined people is not that they are practicing discipline, is that they are creating systems like we talked in past podcasts. They are creating systems that help them to create habits that are healthier. So they're not really practicing discipline, which means they are not disciplined people. They're just people. So when I heard the list, I was like, wait, what? So me.
Right. So that's the scene we're working on this week. So right now we're gonna listen to the same part at a slower speed and we will talk about it. I'll make some comments. I'll explain it to you in English, and that's gonna be your practice right now. So listen.
Because what I'm going to quote here is going to start with individuals aren't all that different from those who are struggling. Instead, disciplined people are better at structuring their lives in a way that does not require heroic willpower and self-control.
All right, so about this first sentence, disciplined people are better at structuring their lives in a way that does not require heroic willpower and self-control. What is that? What does that mean? So disciplined people are people that know how to manage their feelings, their time, their tasks, their to-do list, their dreams to accomplish. And they do what they know they have to do, even if they're not really feeling like doing it. So what we call disciplined people are the people that work on their goals, that dedicate on their plans, that are hard workers on all the things they do. Those are called disciplined people. And one interesting thing that they say here is that they structure their lives better. The word structure means something that is organized in a way. For example, our course has a structure. We have an order we follow, and the way we do things is our structure. Our day usually has a structure. We have the morning, afternoon, evening, night, and we organize, we structure our day in those times we have. A house, for example, also has a structure. So if you see a house, it will have a structure, which is the foundation. So disciplined people are better at organizing their lives, at structuring their lives in a way that does not require heroic willpower and self-control. Meaning, they don't have to be superheroes. They don't have to be like Batman, Spider-Man, Ant-Man, Thor. They don't. Because they have a good structure, they don't have to be superhumans to do the things they have to do. In other words, which Deborah still has to say it, so listen carefully.
In other words, they spend less time
tempting situations. All right, so she's saying that the disciplined people, they don't spend a lot of time in situations that are complicated, in situations that are difficult to manage, to work on, in situations that are putting their goal in risk. For example, if you are on a diet, you don't want to buy cookies, you don't want to buy candy, you don't want to buy ice cream, because this is going to be temptation for you in the process. Instead, what you can do, you could buy fruits. So you don't have to be a superhero not to eat chocolate if you don't have the chocolate. That's pretty much what James Clear is saying in this quotation of the book. Moving on, what Deborah will say is,
so when I read that,
what I understand is that
what we call disciplined people is not that they are practicing discipline, is that they are creating systems like we talked in past podcasts.
All right. So what Deborah said here is that when she read this, her understanding is that disciplined people, what we call disciplined people, they're not practicing discipline. They're not like drinking water, for example. It's a thing you have to do. So if you drink water, it's an action, but discipline is not an action. So that's what Deborah is saying. She's saying they're not practicing the discipline. They are creating habits. What is that, right? So they're creating habits, creating systems that will help them to create habits. So let's continue to get a better picture of the entire context.
Are creating systems that help them to create habits that are healthier.
So they are creating systems that help them to create habits that are healthier. In other words, they are organizing their lives in a way that help them to create those habits that are healthier, that are better, that will be good for them somehow, that will help, that will be a good thing, a positive thing in their lives. So those habits that are healthier.
So they're not really practicing discipline, which means they're not disciplined people.
And that's where the conversation gets interesting. Deborah said, so they're not really practicing discipline. So discipline is not a thing they are doing. And if they're not practicing discipline, it means they're not disciplined people. Did you get it? If you read a book, you are a reader because you're reading. But if disciplined people don't have to work extremely hard to practice this discipline, it means they're not disciplined people. And she will complete this information saying,
they're just people.
they are just people, meaning you don't have to be a disciplined people or a disciplined person to get great results and to be amazing and to do like great. You just have to do what disciplined people do. They structure their lives in a way that does not require heroic willpower and self-control. That's it. And then it says,
So when I heard listen, she was like, wait, what?
she says, so when I heard listen to that, I was like, wait, what? Wait, what? Meaning, when she received this information, when she understood the message, she thought, wait, what? So disciplined people are not a thing? They're just better at organizing their lives, and for that reason, they do better than most people? That's an interesting point of this conversation. In other words, what it is saying is that if you organize your life better, you don't need to be a superhero to work on the things you have to work, which is true. But it doesn't mean that you won't have bad days if you have a good structure. You will have bad days, you will have hard times, but if you organize your life better, chances are you are going to get better results at whatever you do. Because you will not need this superpower she talks about. You just do it because it's part of your life. It's something easy, something you can do. And that's important. And what do you think about it? Do you agree with that or you don't? If you don't agree, why don't you agree with that? With that in mind, I'll suggest you to think about it, to make a reflection on it, and to think about ways that you can organize and that you can structure your life to learn more, to learn better. And that's it for today. Do you have any questions? If you do, please drop your comments or ask us on our communication channels. And as always, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Don't forget to share this course with your friends and family. And if you have any questions, please let me know.